In a developing story, a railroad union is pushing for legislation following a 7-car derailment in West Tulsa yesterday.
We showed you the pileup at the BNSF rail yard near the Holly Frontier refinery at this time last night. Luckily, no one was hurt and the main rail line was not affected.
Fox 23's Devin Lyon joins us live from outside that rail yard with an update on the wreckage and what this union is asking for.
Guys, when we first arrived at the railway earlier this morning, we were really surprised to see a lot of that wreckage picked up. About a block behind me, a lot of those rail cars are on their side off the track. Some of the heavier machinery behind me was what was used in that process. Earlier today, this whole place was full with machines just like that one. But the union I spoke to today says the derailment like this one, they're becoming more common, and it just speaks to the need for more safety measures.
This is a look from the Fox 23 Skyview drone of the 7-car derailment at the Burlington Northern Santa Fe rail yard. When we arrived again on Friday morning, this is what was left of the mess. The BNSF Railway says no one was hurt from this derailment and it did not affect their main lines. When I reached out again, they said there was no update on the cause of the derailment. The mess, now off the tracks and pushed to the side, no longer blocking any roads.
This is an ongoing problem that we're having. I mean, this is not just in Oklahoma. Every state's having this problem. And what's going on is the railroads are running trains longer, heavier. We're pushing the envelope here to try to see just how much can we go before we break it.
Kyle Pence is with an Oklahoma union called SMART, representing sheet metal, rail, air, and transportation workers.
This issue is just not going to go away unless we do something about it. Sadly, it's going to take a law to get this to go away.
Trains slipping from their tracks is nothing new for Oklahoma. According to the Association of American Railroads, the #1 cause is track defects. Kyle says several trains running through Oklahoma are too big for the infrastructure to handle.
And on this particular train, it happened to be 9,100 feet. It was 10,637 tons, which is pretty heavy, and a 144-car train. So a legislation side, what we're trying to do is limit the trains to 8,500 feet, which is roughly a mile and a half.
You might remember this summer when 18 train cars derailed in Woodward, spilling chemicals and forcing evacuations in the area. Although Tulsa's derailment was a quick fix for rail workers, Kyle says it still stands as an example on the needs for legislation to improve rail conditions before a major tragedy happens.
This issue is just not going to go away unless we do something about it. And sadly, it's going to take a law to get this to go away.
You're saying we need to have some sort of either state or federal laws in place before the bubble pops and something really bad happens.
Correct, yes. And like I said, we've been fortunate that we haven't had the major one like Ohio here, but it's not if it's going to happen, it's when is it going to happen.
Now, deadline week to file state bills was last week. Kyle told me there are about a half dozen bills filed at the state capitol in both the House and the Senate. They focus on key areas for rail safety, such as infrastructure, train car size, train size overall, crew size. I'm reaching out to some of those lawmakers behind those bills, and I'll bring you those once they're made available. Live in West Tulsa, covering news that matters. Devin Lyon, Fox 23 News.